What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Break Zone. My name is JT, and we're bringing you live coverage of the Opus 5 season, event number 1 here at Galaxy Games, and we already took you through 2 rounds of Swiss. We're about to move on to round 3, and in our round 3 match, we're going to have Travis DePetris, who is actually the San Jose ARG champion. He's piloting Mono Ice here in this event, and he's going up against Jensen Dang, who is a newer player here. So it's interesting to see how players transition from other TCGs into Final Fantasy. And Jensen is an accomplished player in other TCGs on his own right, so it's actually kind of cool to see how he's going to play. It's going to be really, really fun to see how Travis is going to go ahead and continue his strong play from ARG. Both him and Philip were in the finals for the ARG San Jose, so they're coming off of a really strong tournament win here, and it's going to be cool to see how they make changes to their meta, make changes to their deck to see how they can adjust for the newer players and the newer decks coming in, especially after the Boston Crystal Cup. We're seeing a lot of the same cards that were being shown in the Boston Crystal Cup as we were seeing here today. So it's really interesting to see how everybody continues to move along in their meta and see how everyone's going to try to counteract that to see if we to see what they're going to play and how they're going to get to the top. So everybody here is trying to get to the Break Zone Championship, which is a top 16 invite only to the top 16 players of the circuit series. So right now, this is event number 1. We have 4 events before our championship, so every point matters here as players battle it out to see who can go to the Break Zone Championship. One more thing before we go, huge shout out to Ultra Pro for supplying us with this Opus Dragonhide super cool box. This thing changes colors. It you could make it one of those keyboards, those Corsair keyboards. It's pretty awesome. It holds everything that you need and then some. So our lucky first place player is going to be able to take this home along with packs and prizes. Huge shout out to Ultra Pro. Once again, thank you for supplying this and supporting us. And another huge shout out to Kellen here at Galaxy Games. Once again, the staff here has been amazing. Always a pleasure to stream and commentate. And a big shout out to all of you, the viewers. Once again, we do this as a labor of love, and we hope you guys enjoy all the commentary and the coverage that we give. So thank you. If you like what we do, go ahead and subscribe. And we're just about to start here as we move on to our next round. So thank you for joining us once again. This is the Break Zone, and I'm JT, and we're going to take you straight to Swiss round 3. All right, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to go ahead and reset the life counters here, and we're ready to go here between Jensen and Travis. And once again, Travis is the reigning San Jose ARG champion. So it's always great to see how champions continue their strong play. We already saw Philip Marciano, who was runner-up. Both him and Travis battled it hard against each other to see who was going to take home the ARG champ. It looked like Travis took that one home. So it's great to see here. It looks like players are drawn. Travis is deciding whether or not he's going to go ahead and mulligan his hand. Jensen looks like he's pretty content. Nope, he's going to go ahead and stick to his hand here. And Travis is going to go ahead and start. He's going to go ahead and pitch a Zalera into I believe that is the new Arcanist. Let's go ahead and take a look at that card here that Travis just played into. And he's going to play into the Thaumaturge. Is going to cause, just like that, Jensen to go ahead and discard. Strong play here. A forward and a discard right off the bat. Jensen's going to discard that Leviathan, which usually is a staple in all water decks. And so that's definitely going to be a rough go at it. So if you take a look at that Arcanist, it's going to come into play. Select the number. All 4s of that cost cannot attack this turn. It's one of the really stronger, more underrated cards here in Opus 5, especially for Ice. I find this to be a game winner in a lot of different instances, especially if they're trying to attack and they can't. It really is just a nail on the coffin. Jensen's going to go ahead and pitch Ozma to go ahead and play into his Summoner. And is he going to continue? Oh, it looks like he's thinking about the next play here. Alright, looks like he's going to pitch Minwoo, wow, and Raffia to play into a Waka. The Opus 1 starter Waka is one of my favorite cards. It's a card that I actually think should be a legendary. It's just a starter card. I just think it's really, really offensively a beast of a card. Looks okay. We're gonna have Travis pitch a Shiva, dueling his Arcanist to play into a Gastalian Sid. I believe he's probably gonna grab a Setzer, or because Setzer is gonna let you grab yet another 6 forward. So yep, looks like he's going to get Gastalian into a Setzer. This is usually what mono ice players do when they go with the 6 search package, which consists of Gastalian Sid into a Setzer, into a Lock, or a Salis. Really, really just consistently seen high level play at almost every event that we've covered ever since Opus 4 came out, continuing that trend. And I can't complain. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VI nerd, so I dig. So it's great to see these players playing these cards here. And I believe it's Jensen's turn to see what he can do here. No attacks here. The Thaumaturge is going to get crushed by Waka, so no go here. Jensen's going to go ahead and pitch his Beatrix to play into another summoner. I'm sorry, that's a Scholar here. We've seen that Scholar a lot. It's usually paired with a giant turtle named Cagnazza, ready to flood the board and break everything. Wow, damage here, and right off the bat, we're going to see the first point of damage here on Travis, and it's a doozy. You never like seeing a Renoa in your damage pile. Renoa is one of the strongest cards in Ice. Especially when you're going against something like Mono Water. You know, it's a cheap card to play. You're going to go ahead and switch trade attacks here. Oh wow, into a Jill Nabat, and there you go. That half the value here, but still very, very effective, causing that Waka to be dull frozen. So it's just going to be not going to be able to activate this turn, giving Travis a little bit of time here to further set up his board. Astrology is going to come in on one turn a little too late here, but that's one of the things you don't like to see as an Ice player is Astrology. That card makes a lot of dull freeze effects completely negated because you're able to activate. He's going to get another point of damage in here with that Thaumaturge and flipping over an Ash, which is great. Another card as an Ice player you do not want to see on the other side is Ash. You know, dull freezing or anything like that, especially with a with an Astrology now, it's just going to make her really, really big, hard to deal with. I believe he's going to go ahead and play into his Setzer here. Right, and he's going to go ahead and looks like he's going to search for, I believe, a Celis. If he can get that Celis out, he might be able to continue the dull freezing. Nope, looks like he's going to grab that Lock, further attacking Jensen's hand here. Hand size is definitely a very, very big thing with Mono Water. You always want a big hand size with any, of course, with any element. But Mono Water is one of the elements that allows you to go ahead and get into a very, very fast hand size or a very, very fast board. So it looks like he's going to go ahead and play right into the Lock. He's going to go ahead and force the discard because he has enough 6 characters out. And Jensen's going to need to figure out what card he wants to discard. And it's going to be, oh, he's going to get, wow, both a, and he's going to make him discard the last card there with the Sarah. Wow, 2-card discard. And it's just going to be really, really brutal here. He's going to have a Setzer, a Lock, and a Sarah out to deal with. Only now he's top decking. It's a rough turn at it. Very, very strong play here on Travis's end. Let's see what Jensen does here. It looks like he's still thinking about what his options are. He's looking at a pretty rough board state right here. It's going to be hard because you have to play your cards, because if you don't and he attacks into you, that Lock is going to make you discard them anyways. So, well, looks like he's going to go ahead and not play any cards. If there's any dull freeze right now, he's going to force, either way, he's going to force a discard. Even with the Astrologian out, he's going to go ahead and force a discard here with the Edward. Wow, this Mono Ice is really firing on all cylinders. He's got 4 backups, 4 forwards. He's got Jensen to 1 card in his hand, and now he's going to attack with the Setzer. Jensen looks like he's going to take that damage, flipping that over, and no help on the X-Burst there. He's going to attack with a, he's going to party attack, it looks like. Looks like he's getting ready to party attack, trying to break that, yep, he's going to party attack here with the Thaumaturge and the lock. Jensen, if he wants to keep his card, he's going to need to block and try to crack that lock. He doesn't want to discard the card. It just puts him even further down. Yep, it looks like he's going to go ahead and do that. He's going to Dole 2. He's going to go ahead and Bismarck. He's going to reduce. Let's go and take a look at Bismarck and see, for those who aren't used to it, what's happening here. Bismarck is going to go ahead and crack both of them. He still takes that point damage from the Sarah and puts Jensen here at 4 points of damage. And he is still top decking. Travis, even though losing 2 forwards there, is firmly in the control of this matchup. Let's take a look at that Bismarck. It's a card that we see a lot of in, at Boston. You can choose one of the 3, and it looks like he's going to have the power of 1, or did he? Looks like he might have. Nope, looks like that's what he did with that Bismarck. It's going to attack here with the Setzer. Going to take that point of damage, and that's 2 ashes in the damage zone. With 1 ash in play, as an ice player, you love seeing that. You don't want to deal with an ash because they can activate at any time with just 2 water crystal points. So I think Travis would be, yep, looks like he's being a little bit pragmatic here, letting the match kind of run its course. He doesn't want to overextend. He definitely wants to keep that pressure on. He's got Jensen at 5. He's just giving himself some time to reload as well. So that he can keep the pressure going. All right, Jensen's going to go ahead and attack, and then he's going to go ahead and use into his Arcanist and say, "Hey, nope, you're not attacking. Not this turn." Very, very effective here. That Arcanist just causing a lot of trouble here for Jensen. He's not going to be able to attack. That's just bypasses his attack phase there. All right, looks like he's going to pass his turn. If Travis can get past this Ash, it looks like, oh wow, he looks like he just drew 2 Glacias. He should be able to do something with those. Either force Jensen to spend a lot of CP to continue to activate and discard, but you might lose your cards. So it's an interesting play here. Let's see what he does. Alright, he's going to pitch his Arcanist. He's going to play the Glacia. He's going to target. He's going to, I believe he's going to Dole. Let's take a look at that Glacia for those. It's one of those choose your effect summons, just like Bismarck is. So he's going to choose Dole, which is fine. He can always use the ability to activate her again. Looks like that's what he does. He's going to go ahead and very strong. Actually, a lot of things happening just because he played that Glacia. He's going to do it right again. Wow. Strong play here. He's going to try to Dole. And chooses the discard and Dole. Going to force him, Jensen, to
either use his CP to activate and block, or take that point of damage. He's going to go ahead and activate, block. They are going to trade, and that 6 point of damage is going to come right in there, cracking a Cecil off the top. Not super helpful at this point in the game, but Jensen has an opportunity to sort of stabilize if he can get some board presence out on this turn. Looking at Travis' hand, he does have 2 very potent cards. He's able to Terra Special whenever he wants. They're going to come in. He's going to wait until he attacks, get them dull, and then crush them. So Jensen's got to be very careful here. He is teetering at the edge of this game right now. He's going to pitch his Leviathan and his Summoner. He's going to bring into a Steiner. Steiner's going to look for 9 character. See what he grabs. Looks like he's going to go ahead and grab that Garnet. He's going to definitely need to start producing some type of a board state here. Looks like that's what he's going to do. And he passes his turn. Oh, wow. That's a very strong card for Travis to draw here. He's going to bait that attack. Let's see what he does here. Is he going to drop into the 4-drop Terra? If he drops into the 4-drop Terra and he grabs a Opus 2 Shiva, he might be able to just win. Looks like that's what he's going to do. And I think he's going to go ahead and grab me up. He's going to go ahead and grab that Opus 2 Shiva. He's going to play that Opus 2 Shiva, doling both of those. No, she can't be chosen. Looks like Garnet's a little bit safe here. He's just grabbing the... He's just grabbing the Shiva here. He's going to go ahead and still play that. He's going to go ahead and attack. He's going to block. Going to play into the Mateus. And he's going to crush the blocking forward. Oh, but you can't because Garnet can't be chosen by a summon. Wow, Garnet is coming in here like, hey, you can't touch me. That's going to be a bit of a headache here. However, he actually got rid of the other Terra in his hand too. So if I was Travis, I would be taking the damage. And just like that, he's going to go ahead and take the 2nd point of damage here. Let's see if Jensen's going to be able to claw his way back into this. We've seen Mono Water claw his way back into a lot of things. Oh, this might be game with that Orphan. That Orphan's going to come out, and just like we've seen it before, it's going to dull, freeze, and I believe that's going to be game. Unless he still has his Astrology in there, so he can go ahead and do something. He's going to go ahead. Let's take a look at that Orphan. I know a lot of people love that card. I do too. It's one of my favorite cards now. Very, very cool card.
So I'm basically a free win. All I'm trying to do is see if we can TO and play at the same time. That was a big issue last season. Not well. Deacon's already allocated. But you have to play it fast. I've never played like 30 minutes.
Alright, so what's going to happen? Looks like he's going to go ahead and activate the Steiner and block. But those things are dull frozen. So even if it's very Jensen's hanging around here, that Astrology, like we said, ice players do not want to see an Astrology now. They don't want to see Astrologians, they don't want to see Ashes, and they don't want to see a Garnet. So Travis is running into all 3 of these as the match progresses. Definitely causing him to stutter a little bit here. He is still in commanding control of the match. He's got 6 points of damage to 2. He's doing very, very well here. Let's see if he can kind of just get that last bit of damage in, getting past that Garnet.
Well, with the second game that I misplayed in a row,
Okay. Jensen definitely doesn't want to attack. He's going to need that last guy to block. Wow, these cards just keep getting better and better for Travis here. Definitely, I would just swing. He's got to block. Unless Jensen has something else. That Orphan is 9K right now. I do not believe Garnet is anywhere close to 9K. Let's see what Jensen does here. He's going to have to block or bounce or do something. Don't really want to bounce an Orphan. The Orphan's going to come back and do the same thing as it did last turn. Might save you a turn, though. It definitely might save you a turn. He's going to have to block here. Jensen's going to go ahead and looks like he's going to pitch a card. Osmos, he's going to go ahead and play Kukachu. Is it going to be enough to do enough damage to break the Orphan here? Looks like it is. He's going to go ahead and draw a card. Both of those guys go to the break zone. If I was Travis, I would definitely be playing the Celis now, doling and freezing his Astrologian. Or freezing his Astrologian. It's a good play right there. It's going to give Jensen just one backup here. That might be the nail on the coffin, but we've seen Mono Water, and it always has a chance to come back. So long as it's got cards in hand, it's got a chance to come back. Again, this is a very, very strong match. Thank you for joining us as we give you live coverage of the Break Zone Opus 5 season. My name is JT. This is the Break Zone. If you like what we're doing, please hit subscribe. Once again, we are Square Enix's official streamer and commentators for the Crystal Cups. If you'd like to see what we do there, if you haven't already, check out our Boston coverage. And we will be definitely giving you live coverage of the following Crystal Cups: Toronto, Kansas City, as well as Indianapolis, as well as the rest of them, and Nationals as well. So be sure to hit subscribe if you like what we're doing. Jensen's going to pitch that Yuna here. Does he have something to play? He's going to play into a Garnet again, doling his Scholar. Just going to go ahead and do the same thing here. He's going to go and play into an Orphan. He's going to dole that. So much dole freeze here is Jensen, and he's going to swing. It looks like that's game. Wow, and Travis running through Mono Water through everything Ice hates. Astrologians, Ashes, as well as Garnets, able to pull that one through. He was in command of the match for most of it. He was able to be aggressive, be calculating, as well as be cautious enough to continue. And we always like to see how players play Mono Ice. You can always be really, really aggressive and overextend, but really, you can end the match very quickly. We see Travis being very, very cautious, pragmatic. He's very calculating. He's able to hold the cards that he wants. He doesn't want to go too crazy into dual freezes. He doesn't want to go too crazy into aggro, and he's able to go ahead and close the game out and deal with a lot of the things that water is going to come up and make it harder and harder to deal with for ice. So that was a very, very good match. Thank you once again for joining us here at the Break Zone as we give you live coverage of our first event here and the Opus 5 season. It's always great to see what players do after they complete a big event. Travis just finished winning the ARG here in San Jose with Mono Ice, and he's coming back here at the start of our circuit the start of our season, playing again very, very strong. And as you see, he has a very good command of the deck. He's played it, he's got the experience with it, so it's definitely a treat to see how players navigate tempo as we move through the different opuses. It was different before, but he has just enough disruption with the discard to kind of further his tempo game. And you saw at the end, Tempo is going to go ahead and end the match. I'd like to talk about that the card Orphan, one of my favorite cards. That card is a game ender. It's going to come in, it's going to just crush things. If you're already playing Mono Ice, you play it in at the mid game, it's going to give you 2 or 3 points of damage just playing Orphan itself if they're overextending it. So it's a very strong card. He did run into a bit of a hiccup with Garnet. A lot of Ice players tend to use summons to deal with things. Mateus being one of them, Shiva's being another, and so it's really hard for an Ice player to deal with a Garnet. So it was great to see how Travis was able to navigate around that and still be able to get that last point of damage. It's a great match. You guys stick around. Thank you again for joining us in the Break Zone. Once again, my name is JT. We're very happy to have you. If you like what we're doing, hit subscribe. We'll be right back with you guys to as we continue our live coverage of our Opus 5 season here, event number 1, and we'll be right back with Swiss Round 4, so stay tuned.